Hello and welcome back to WolfQuest. Today we're here with Stream, my wonderful WolfQuest assistant, and we're going to do something again slightly different from our normal WolfQuest schedule. But lately I've been thinking a lot about Lost River and why it was originally evacuated. It seems like it was once such a busy town, and now all over there's grass and roads, even small bushes and trees. It's a rundown area, and there's actually a lot hinting at why it's so run down and what is wrong with it. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of exploring, and I'm going to explain my theory, which I've built on for a couple of years now, pretty much ever since I had WolfQuest, which was quite a few years ago. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to generally move around and just see what we can find. I've not memorized where anything is, but well, here's as good a place as ever. Leave now before it's too late. There are quite a lot of things like that around Lost River. I feel like there's a lot of things that hint at that, like you've got to go quickly, which makes me think it can't just be something too simple. What does this newspaper say? Is this a newspaper? I know there's a newspaper in another shop. This is upside down. Oh no, it's not. I can't read it. Well, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't look like it says anything important anyway. Anything back here? There's a pizza box. I mean, shame there isn't any pizza inside, really. Alright, well, let's move on from here then. We've got to check everything as thoroughly as possible. I'm quite keen that we don't miss anything. Alright, what does this sign say? General store. Okay, that's literally just talking about the general store. That's not going to be very helpful. Right, nothing on the general store? No, nothing really. There's a covered car over here. Shame they didn't get time to take it. Looks like it would be a very fancy car. CCTV cameras on that. Nothing else really. Alright, well, I guess that means that we ought to probably move on to the main area, the town. And I know there are some things around Allison Acres. We're going to cover whatever we can in this video. We'll just do it. Somehow. We'll cover as much as we can. I mean, we won't be able to cover everything. Evacuation sale. Interesting. Wolves are at the door. So this is where I think we ought to probably start explaining my theory. So to start with, wolves have to have something to do with it. Otherwise, we started at a wolves are at the door sign, didn't we? Well, sorry, not the wolves at the door sign, thrown to the wolves. So wolves have to have something to do with it. If wolves didn't have anything to do with it, then people wouldn't just put thrown to the wolves randomly about. Wolves have to have something to do with the evacuation. And I am sure what, but I'm going to wait till we come across a sign. And you know, I might change my theory a bit. I've not had a proper explore looking around here for a while now. It's been quite a bit of time actually since we've had just time to explore. We normally play as Vole and the Sagebrush Wolfpack. And here is actually an interesting political side. Re-elect Mayor Clem, working together for everyone. So clearly, there's some kind of conflict on. Some people want Mayor Clem. Other people want Holder for mayor. Multiple different things, and the people it seems like quite a heated argument actually. And here's another thing that's often around. Dig the ditch, protect our property. And there's multiple things about dams and all sorts as well. So something to do with the beavers. That's another thing of my theory. The beavers have to be part of it. So yes, as I said, I do have an entire theory that has been carefully thought out. But I'm going to explain it as we come to things. So Holder for mayor, strong roots, new growth. More political things. Who should be mayor? So there's clearly quite a lot of arguing on. It's clearly quite a disrupted little town, which kind of begins to show what my theory is. Alright, well this is another thing of Mayor Clem. And another house. Nothing behind it. Let's quickly check. No, nothing. I mean, as I said, I might find something that proves my theory completely wrong. So I suppose I'd better sit down and tell you it for a moment. Well, My theory is pretty much that I think that BCE were some kind of scientific company. You find signs about BCE a lot of places around the area, multiple areas, and here's even a sign: stop BBC from making the world one molecule at a time. Mother Nature is doing just fine. So clearly they're trying to remake the world somehow. Actually, I recently made a Easter eggs video. You may have realized that we happened to actually show Floppy there. And Floppy was originally, I'm not sure if Floppy still is, but Floppy was originally in a abandoned BCE facility. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but even so, it's quite interesting. BCE was clearly a strong company, but not everybody agreed with them. Alright, let's quickly double check these houses. Nothing much around there. Okay. So what I think was that there were beaver problems, and the beavers were causing all sorts of problems because there's a lot of things about beavers around the town. You see signs about the beavers causing trouble and beaver disruptions and etc, etc, etc. And I think that BCE started creating a dam against some water. I'm not quite sure exactly why they started creating the dam, but it went wrong. So I think it must have been around Allison Acres, and Allison Acres actually flooded and beavers made their home there. So there was a lot of confusion. People were trying to drive out these beavers. People were trying to drive out BCE. People were trying to get the election. They were trying to get Holder to win some and Mayor Clem to win others. So it seems quite a unsettled area. And I think that whilst their attentions were focused elsewhere, wolves started slowly closing in. Before they knew it, the Lost River residents had wolves right nearby, too dangerously nearby, and with all the beavers, and on top of it, a forest fire which happened further back. I don't think it was forest actually, a couple houses caught fire. Everything was just so confused, and the wolves were becoming quite a threat because they were quite vicious wolves. And in the end, they actually fled. In fact, here are a couple posters we can see. Oh, lost dog Carmela. Oh, well, we found Carmela in our Easter eggs video. Last seen chasing a lost dog. Strange moose near the ghost town. Loads. Oh, cool text Dave. Oh, that's really funny actually. Dave's one of the devs. And another thing, BCE again. What's really going on at BCE? Rumours are flying about the going on of the BCE facility south of our town. What have you heard? What have you seen? And what do you know? Come to a meeting to share concerns and get some answers. Wednesday, July 1st at 6:30 p.m. at Find the Light Church. The mayor will attend, and we have invited a representative of BCE. Interesting. So Ashley's running that. More interesting things. Here's another Holder for Mayor sign, which is also very interesting. Alright, what's over here? Oh yes, of course we do have these areas. Now, is this the one? Yes, this is where we have a newspaper. So, Lost River evacuation. Mayor urges haste, calm. At last night's town meeting, Mayor Clem again urged residents to remain calm but to depart Lost River as quickly as possible while roads remain open. So Mayor Clem must have been actually the one elected in the end. Tempers and fears were definitely running high among the 50 plus attendees. A small group of vocal anti-BCE activists led by Ashley, that's that Ashley person again, was removed by the sheriff to restore order. The mayor and his staff continued to deflect questions and repeatedly reminded people that there would be time to sort things out later after everyone is safe. Spending our energy hurling accusations haphazardly is not going to get us anywhere. Set aside your anger and get to helping your neighbors stack up and get out, said a harried Mayor Clem. He made assurances that there would be a full investigation once the immediate crisis was past. The most important thing everything could do right now was pack up. Well, that's interesting actually. I hadn't realized that. There would be a full investigation. So clearly some kind of man-made error was made too. that's actually very interesting and also very good to know. So it does kind of point to my damn beavers wolves theory. It also kind of doesn't. I am aware that my theory does leave a lot unsaid. Alright, here's some more writing. The end of all things is at hand. That is a Bible verse. Alright, over here. Beaver problems. Here it is again. Okay, dam removal. Oh, that must be what caused the flood. They tried to remove a dam. Ah, that makes sense. So they tried to remove a dam and caused a flood, a beaver dam. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe BCE removed a dam rather than made one. That would actually make a lot more sense. Well, maybe. Maybe. Alright. Well, let's have a look this direction. There's the throne to the wolves again. Throne to the wolves. Interesting one. Alright. Let's head this way. We're not going to spend too long in this video more. I think it's just, I'm going to just give you a rundown. Let's continue doing a little bit more exploring. Anything around here? No, not really. School is out. I mean, any kid would be delighted to hear that. Anything around this house? No? Interesting. And I know there's nothing there. I've explored it before. Anything here? No? Here? Ooh, dogs. But dogs aren't exactly why we're here. Well, there's this big house again down here, which is very interesting. Not got anything really by way of clues though. Actually, I think it's a hotel, which is interesting. I wonder, are there houses down here? Because if there are, then we might be able to find a couple more hints. No, this is just a dirt road. Alright, let's head back towards the town. I know that there are a couple of more areas where you can actually go into the houses. Oh wow, look, there's the great big dam. Right, careful, doggo. I want to see if I can find a area with gardens, since I know that there are gardens somewhere. Where the gardens are, there are quite a few houses. So we're going to see if we can find them. Alright, well, I don't think that they're quite over here. They're either far on this side or far on the other side. Maybe this side. Let's have a look. We've not looked here anyway, so we might as well. These look more like caravans, less likely to get graffiti, I suppose. Not all of them are caravans, I don't think, but some of them are, which is interesting. Wonder why they didn't take the caravans with them when they evacuated. Strange, really, I suppose. That is slightly suspicious. Why wouldn't they take their caravans? Wow, that is a big house. Imagine living there. And all of these amazing mansions just abandoned. Would have had to be pretty serious. Maybe this isn't something as little as just a wolf or something like that. Maybe this is something a lot bigger than I am thinking and imagining. Alright, back here. I think, have we looked at all of these? Maybe not. I don't think that we've missed anything. Not many of our houses really say anything different from what we've seen, but let's double check that none of these have gardens or anything that we can go in and, you know, spy. Just because, why not? Nothing, not really. Wow, these are pretty houses. Look at that lovely red car. And all of these still abandoned. After so long. That's another question I have. When was this place evacuated? Was it like years and years ago? Was it a couple months ago? Well, it can't have been a couple months ago because nature is claimed this area. I mean, there's grass everywhere. There's wolves are at the door again. And here are some elk. Actually, let's go ahead and have a look over at Floppy's enclosure. Is there any BCE signs around here? I can't see any. Okay, well maybe this isn't a BCE facility then. Alright, well that's good to know too. Okay, we have some more houses over here. Let's probably maybe end by having a look at some of these. Well, you've heard my theory. Ooh, leave now before it's too late. We've already seen these, haven't we? Yes, we absolutely have. Okay, I forgot. Well, next time we'll probably go ahead and get back to our normal videos since we've done a couple of odd ones out. But you know, we might be doing some more. If you want me to expand on my theory and explain more, maybe even expand on other theories, because I have heard a lot of various theories that are around, which some are absolutely crazy in my opinion. Some are, I almost changed to one of them. But if you would like to hear about these theories, please do let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. But until then, bye bye.